Perfect. All right, you guys. With that being said, let's go ahead and get rolling. So, I want to introduce ourselves first. I want you guys to know who we are, what we do, and kind of, how long we've been doing it. So, I want you guys to know my name is Jamal English. I've been in this business for just under a decade. I really feel like the life insurance business is something that, people have, either a good experience with or not a good experience with. For me, I came up in the conventional model. I came in as a captive agent. I joined a common carrier, New York Life. They got me. They got me. I don't know how they got me, but they got me. And when they got me, they showed me this business in a way that I didn't really think insurance really operated as. But what I learned very quickly in that business model was the fact that I had very little control over the variables within my business. They worked a warm market model. So it was the people that you connected with at events or in your warm market that you were able to connect and really kind of sell. And it was a different type of process. Not to say that the process doesn't work, because don't get me wrong, there's a ton of very successful business people doing that business model. But for me, it wasn't the best thing that I personally thought was really going to take me where I wanted to go. I wanted to build generational wealth. I didn't want all my income to be dependent on me. And then I met a mentor that really kind of, taught me the brokerage world, showed me some of the nuances that I didn't know were out there previously. And this is kind of where I found out that there is scalability within the insurance space, and you don't have to have a lot of money to be a part of it. And this is the part where I want to be able to share that knowledge with you guys. I want you guys to understand that you're learning from actual practitioners. I mean, if you look to the right of my picture, you can see all of my production from my last month. These are actual deposit notifications from the bank. This is money that actually hit my account. I'm telling you guys, I wrote this business. This is business that I know I can teach you guys how to sell yourself. This was my last month of production when I was actually in the field. And then if you look to the right, or excuse me, to the left of Rita, you will see his annual production numbers from his last year in the field as well. So I want you guys to know that you're actually learning from real practitioners of this craft, and that we're going to make sure that we give you guys all the nuggets that are typically left in the dark and unknown for a lot of people. So Rita, I mean, just talk about a little bit of your background, your history, and kind of what really kind of got you to where you're at today.
I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, as you can see, guys, the numbers are there, so the sales are there. So we've been agents just like you guys. I remember me, I was in the fitness and the wellness program all my life. And I got into the final expense business, because one of my friends said, hey, you are great at it. You are a people person. You like to work with people. You like to help people. I think you can do great. And I asked him, like, well, how much money should I make, or can I make? And back then I was a personal trainer. He said, well, you can make as much as you want. I'm like, yeah, but how much? He said, you can make as much as you want. I said, show me your bank account. He said, well, I have $400,000 cash in my bank account. I'm like, you do? He said, yes. I said, show me your bank account right now. If you have $400,000 cash, I will sign up tomorrow. That's what happened. He showed me his bank account. He had over $400,000 cash. Next day, I'm like, where is the license? What should I do? And even on education, right? My background, I don't have, masters, and of course we have bachelor's degrees, but I always tell people I have a PhD, which means poor, hungry, and driven. Which means, I want to have a platform. I want to learn from it. I want to advance myself. I want to give it all, and I want to be successful. As you can see, writing $231,000 a year, that's me working 9 months a year. And as God is my witness, is the truth. So we've been there. If you're struggling, the last thing I want when I'm struggling is someone to come and show me, look, how am I not struggling? That doesn't help me. This presentation is about us telling you guys we were there. Like, we were struggling at the beginning. We were having issues. We were having problems. But once we are done with this presentation, you'll understand why our company is just different. It's just unique. It's very different. And once you see this, the presentation as we go, you will know that we are agents just like you guys. We put things together on our own, and it's working perfectly right now. Thank you, Jamal.
I mean, to echo what you just said, Rita, I mean, everything that we have put together has been with the agent in mind first, because everything that we have created was built for what we wish we would have had when we were coming up and we were starting off.
That's true.
Because, there's just so much stuff that isn't told to you that you need to know that I wish, we all were able to hear early. If any of you guys feel like that, go ahead and post in the chat right now that says, I do. I know what it feels like to get started and not know what to do. If that's
Yeah.
you, go ahead and let us know that.
Yeah, and we got your back. We definitely got your back. We understand your pain. We understand the problems. We're going to go to this presentation, show you guys, not only who we are, because who we are means nothing. What means is who you are and what you need and how we can work with you guys, and we can make it work. So go ahead, Jamal. I don't want to take your thunder as I always do.
There's nothing wrong with that, Rita. I love you doing that. So let me tell you guys like how we're structured. So UIAG is our IMO, and that is our IMO. We started that. We have these direct relationships with the carriers. And the way that we have wanted to restructure the way this business operates is we want to own everything that we offer. The issue for a lot of companies is they outsource everything. Their leads, they outsource. Their support, they outsource. Their customer service, they outsource. None of that stuff they actually have. So when things like what's happening right now happens and some of those businesses go under, there's no surprise why you're in a vulnerable position. We don't want to be that way. So SBHS, for everybody's understanding, is our client-facing and agency brand. This is what our agents operate underneath of. They get all their contracts through UIAG, but they facilitate distribution through SBHS. Work is the call center that we own and we operate. We have 40,000 square feet facility that we actually own as our call center, where we actually use it to fulfill leads, do customer service. That's where we actually are able to actually bring all of those expenses internally. So that way, none of that stuff is going to be outsourced or become an additional expense for you as an agent. And then EDM Leads is our lead platform that all of our agents order through. This is where you're able to get your direct mail leads, your digital leads, your live transfer, your pre-queue callback leads, anything that you're looking for as far as leads for final expense or Medicare, we're able to fulfill that, no issue. And in addition to that, we also have all of our lead inventory available for you guys there as well. If you guys are looking for bonus leads to kind of help supplement your orders or anything that you guys are looking for to that regard. Now, this is our SBHS, or excuse me, our EDM Leads website. Whenever you guys are trying to find this website, if it looks like this is it. So I want to let you guys know that this is where all of our agents go to order their leads. This is where they actually are able to go into their CRMs, check their orders, see what leads have been fulfilled, reject any leads that aren't to your standards. We make the dispute process very simple. It's all done through this portal. So that way you guys don't have to worry about pivoting from one system to another system and being confused as far as what this is for. Like when you go to this website, you know you're going here to get leads. It's meant for nothing else. It's just meant for leads. Now, when you guys go to your SBHS website, and this is our client-facing agency, this is our agency as well. So this is where you guys will be going for your agent portal. This is where you guys can direct customers. If they say, I want to see your website, they can get information about the products we offer, the services we provide, how we help customers, testimonials. They can see all that stuff there. They can get a quote here. All that stuff can be facilitated directly through this portal. And if you look at that picture there, that's actually our office based out of here in Phoenix. Right now, it's not really being used much at all. But when things kind of cool over with this COVID situation, we will be back into the office. And we do have a couple other locations. We're actually opening up a new one down in Florida. Big man Rita right there, he's going to be relocating down to South Beach. So he's going to be opening up another office down there. And we do travel all across the country. If anybody wants to actually meet with us in person, there's no issue for us to do that as well. Now, moving on, I really kind of wanted to show you guys all the carriers and products we represent in particular. So we are a final expense agency first, but our business model depends on Medicare. The reason why is because final expense and Medicare are the same customer. They're the exact same customer. So it's not like you're going to be talking to a final expense client and then you have to go buy some different leads to try to sell Medicare. It's the same client. Once you understand the right way to sell this product, both final expense and Medicare, they're the most synergistic business you could possibly be in.
Mm.
It's the most synergistic products that go together like white on rice. They're a great, great pair. We have all the major carriers like Humana, Aetna, United Healthcare, and Cigna. That's where probably 80 to 90% of our volume currently goes right now for Medicare. So you won't really need a whole lot out of that. But any carriers that you need to pick up, we are always able to get those as well. Those local and regional carriers, those are available. On the final expense side, we do have a full lineup. This is primarily our core carriers that you see listed here. There are some smaller carriers that are available if you want to pick those up as well. But these are going to be the carriers that I do recommend you guys write most of your business with. They have a great reputation, an easy process, and they really have kind of streamlined things with the whole COVID situation and making sure agents are able to keep producing during this time. But just to let you know, you guys, I mean, you guys only need maybe 2 or 3 carriers. If you have 2 or 3 carriers, you can write almost 90% of your business with just those carriers, and everybody else becomes nuance, where you have one-off situations where maybe it's a weird health condition that maybe one carrier takes that nobody else does. And those are kind of those one-off situations where you might need to pivot with some other options if that needs to happen. But I want you guys to know we have a full lineup of every carrier that you guys might need under the sun. But I want Rita to kind of introduce you guys to kind of what our business model is with UIAG and kind of how and why agents stay with us.
Yeah, you know, right now you can see so many different IMOs, you know, doing presentations on Facebook and YouTube and everywhere, you know, just trying to hire agents. And you know, a lot of different companies, they have the same thing. So a lot of them have a lot of the same thing. For example, when you look at the some IMOs saying, look, you know, with me you are independent. You know, you can live anytime you want. Well, you're independent. You can live with anyone, anytime, anyway. When they say we don't charge you for training, nobody charges for training. When they say, you know, you're not captive. No, you know, most IMOs and fund expense are not captive. So there are a few things that agents really need to have to be successful. Number one, you need to have like a good commission. Don't give me 40 or 30 or 20% and, you know, and just tell me it's a good commission. I need to take at least 100% of my commission. So we set our agents at 100%, period. If you go set $1,000, that's yours. The $1,000, you worked hard for it. So we you know, we have a minimum of 100 points, and it goes all the way up based on sales, you know. And the same thing with the contract. You are contracted directly to the carriers. You're not contracted through us. There is no binding contract. If I don't fulfill, you know, my promise, you can leave at any time, but there will be no reason for it, because, you know, we do have a great platform for you guys. Plus, you are fully vested day one, meaning the first day you sell an application, that's yours for life. You know, that book of business is yours for life. You know, the fully vested is very, very important for residuals. But let's say 10 years from now or 5 years from now, I say, hey guys, you know, it was great working with you guys. I want to open a store. I want to do something. I just want to leave. The book of business is yours. So every client you write is yours, and all of the residuals are yours. And when it comes to training, we have a great training platform. We'll talk to you a little bit about it later on. But we as agents, we know what works for agents because it worked for us. We combined it together and make it and made it, like, you know, easier for all the agents to learn from it. You know, different platforms of training, of course. CRM, you cannot be in this business without CRM, period. We don't charge anything when it comes to CRM. Jamal will show the CRM is at no cost to you guys. It is free. What else? A Vici dialer. You know, when you're calling, you know, when you're doing telesales, you don't want to call a client in Virginia and you're calling him from Florida. They won't pick up because they are getting bombarded with calls every day. Pandemic times, everybody's calling. So you have access to the best dialer in the industry. It's called the Vici dialer. With the Vici dialer, same thing. There is no cost to it. We don't charge you guys for a Vici dialer. If you make it, we make it. If you fail, we fail. So why try to charge agents when they need money? to take home instead of them putting out money out there. The only money that you put out there is the money on the leads, and wait until you see how much our agents pay for the leads. It's gonna knock your socks off. Now, we have the 4 different count of leads. We have the direct mail leads, we have the pre-queue leads, we have the live transfers, we have direct mail. So all of these leads are available to you, but we want to talk about those who are really killing it in the marketplace. You're an agent, you just want to work, pay your bills, it's perfect for you. We are here for you. If you want to build an agency and you just want to make a ton of residuals, we never force an agent to hire. There is no such, this is not an MLM. Go hire people. We don't do that. We just want you to grow and feed your family. But if you want to build an agency, we have a great platform for you guys to build a huge agency. We want you to be a partner. If you grow, you know, and write a ton of business, you want to be a partner in a company, why not? The door is open. So, you know, there is no secret that, you know, a lot of people are hurting right now because everybody is promising the world and they don't deliver. With us, my brother, I will deliver. My sister, I will deliver. It's here and it's working. Right now, I'm gonna have Jamal play for you what it's called as the Ritz-Carlton of the call centers. I named it the Ritz-Carlton because, you know, we spent $5 million in this building, and this is our expanded 40,000 square feet. Hear it, Jamal.
Now, you guys, I want Rita to kind of go over some of the basic elements that make our telesales formula successful. And it really kind of comes down to 3 variables. Rita, I want you to kind of explain this just kind of from a high level. I'll go into the nitty gritty, but just kind of go in a high level of kind of what makes the telesales formula that we have successful.
Thank you, Jamal. Yeah, you know, when the pandemic hits, right, everyone who was on a field sales, they want to sell. They want to feed their family. So they want to learn about telesales. And then suddenly there were like 5,000 gurus of telesales, you know, who came up on Facebook and everywhere else. And we were like looking at each other like, what the hell? You've never sold one over the phone. So we've have over a decade experience on telesales. When you are doing telesales, what would you need as an agent to be successful? The number one thing you need is a very, very, very good solid leads. You want to have leads that you can close. The second one, once I'm talking to these leads, these prospects, what am I supposed to say? You know, how can I learn the ins and outs so I can close this business? Number 3, what platform can I use? Like, okay, so I have great leads. I know how to, I have a script, and then what, right? So when it comes to the leads, right now, our agents, they are killing it in the marketplace because, as you know, we own EDM leads. You know, and I know that Jamal didn't mention this before. We have over 1,200 employees. We have 25 team members. Their job is retention team. So you're not talking to 2 guys right now, you know, who are making like $30,000 a year and they'll say, hey, let me teach you. We have 1,200 employees. You know, we have 3 call centers. So we know that this is working because it's working today. So now, for us, what's killing it? Number 1 is the prime live transfers. So we run ads on TVs, on social media. We run a ton of ads, and then people, they show interest. Our office will call them. Hey, Mrs. Jones, this is Ray from American Benefit Center. We have received your inquiry about final expense. Is it for you or your spouse? Well, it is for me. Okay, perfect. Let me just get the pre-qualification. You know, are you between the age of 50 and 85? Are you looking for coverage for yourself? Do you have savings checking? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so, you know, let me just transfer you to one of our state licensed insurance producers, and they will follow up with you. Okay, sure, thank you. Hey, Mike. Yep, Mike, I have Susan. She's 67 years old. She's in the state of Virginia. She wants $10,000 coverage, and she have a checking account. Have a nice day. Now you have her on the phone. Hey, Virginia, how are you? Right? And then as soon as it comes, we have your script. We'll teach you what to say, right? We'll teach you word by word by word by word on what to say, right? And then Jamal will go, we'll go with the pricing and everything because, life, I get so excited about this. So I know Jamal is going to chew my ears off, but leads, right? I used to buy $35 direct mail lead, and I was writing $230,000 to $250,000 a year. These live transfers to our agents are $25. Yeah, guys, $25 for a live transfer who is ready to buy insurance. So you have these live transfers. The second one, you have a pre-queue leads. What does it mean? We run ads. People want to fill up the information. We have like 70 team members in our call center. They call them, hey, Mike, this is John from American Benefit Center. You have acquired information about the final expense for you, for your spouse. It's for me. Okay, perfect. Let me just get the pre-qualification going. Are you between the age of 50 and 85? Yes. Are you a smoker, non-smoker? Non-smoker. Do you currently have a life insurance? No, I don't. How much do you want? 5, 10, 15, 20? Between 10 and 15. Perfect. Do you have a saving or checking account? I have a checking account. Who will be the beneficiary? Well, my daughter, Christine. Perfect. Would you like to have a contingent or just her? No, just her. Perfect. That's great. Now, we would like to have one of our state-regulated final expense agent give you a call back to schedule a phone sales. Let me ask you a question. What is your favorite color? My favorite color is green. Perfect. So when he or she will give you a call, they will let you at the beginning of the conversation that your color is green. Your favorite color is green, so you know they are with us. Now, would you like them to call morning or afternoon? Well, have them call me in the afternoon. Okay, perfect. Within 2-3 days? Yeah, anytime, 2 days, perfect. Now, you guys, you will receive first name, last name, date of birth, all of the information I was talking about earlier on your CRM, right on your CRM. Plus, you will receive the recording of the conversation, every word that was said. So now,
you guys, I gotta tell you, that's how you know Rita knows exactly what's on those leads, because that is everything that it comes included.
which is crazy. I mean, we sell a ton of sales. I mean, just because of the leads we have in the platform that we have in the Vici Dialer. I want these people to see that it's there. If you are doubting that you cannot do it, this business is not for you. If you look at yourself in the mirror, say, if one can, all can. Why can't I write $250,000 a year? I was born poor as hell. Gemma knows my story, one of 13 kids. I swear as God is my witness, I was poor. I didn't have a shoe until I was like 4 years old. That's how poor we were. And as God is my witness, you want to see my life story? It's very simple. I can take you back home. But I'm a hustler. I need to work. I need to feed my family. If one person can do it, I can do it, and I will do it. But anyway, I hope some of you here have a passion that I have, and you just want to go ahead and do it. So the pre-call leads, these are $12 leads. Yeah, $12. $12 lead to our agents. Now, when you have the prime live transfers, when you have the pre-queue leads, you will need something. You have access to a dialer, a Vici dialer. So the information is in there. You hit the dialer. You call people all over the country. Their area code will pick up. So you call from Virginia, the area code picks up. Florida area, they always pick up because they know the area code is there. Plus, the recording is there. If you try to sell tele-sales over the phone, and then 6 months from now, the client calls the carrier, say, I never signed up for this. I never signed up for this. The carrier calls you, says, hey, Mike, can I have the recording? You say, no, I don't. Well, what do you mean? I don't have a recording. Well, guess what? Your contract is terminated. Let's say you sell a guarantee issue policy, and then 9 months later, the person dies. And then their family try to collect, and they say, well, I'm sorry. If you die in the first 2 years, you'll have your money back. They say, no, that's not what they told my dad. The carrier calls you, AIG or anybody else. Hey, Mike, I need that recording. You say, well, I don't have it. Guess what? Your contract is terminated. So that's why the dialer is so important. It's speed, right? It's consistency, and you have the recording. So the formula is here. We have the script, we have the leads, we have the dialer, we have the training. All we need is you. If we have what it takes, let's get it done. Thank you, Jamal.
Powerful stuff, Freedom. Now, you guys, I want to actually break down the numbers for you. I think some of you guys might be numbers people. You want to understand what it looks like underneath the hood. So let's go ahead and go through a couple of quick scenarios. The first one that we're going to go through is going to be live transfers. And for the sake of this example, we're going to base this off of an average agent. So internally, an average agent right now buys about 20 live transfers a week. If you buy 20 live transfers per week, that'll end up equating to about 4 to 6 transfers per day throughout the week. So if you place your order on Friday, it's going to go live on Monday. You're going to start receiving either where from 4 to 6 transfers a day. Sometimes it could be more. Sometimes it may be right around that four mark. Now, if you receive 4 to 6 transfers a day, our live transfers have a conversion ratio between 25 and 35% for an average agent. We have some agents that are doing double that, but 25 to 35% is the expectation that has been benchmarked across a lot of agents as what a reasonable conversion ratio will look like. And that's going to allow you to be able to convert anywhere from 1 to 4 or 1 and 3. Now, if you know that for every 3 people you talk to, one of them is going to buy, I know you're going to sit on the phone and stay live. Mm-hmm. The other thing that I want you guys to keep in mind with live transfers is we're going after quality, intentful clients versus quantity.
Yeah.
We're going after quality versus quantity. Our average talk time per transfer is 40 minutes.
40 minutes, yeah.
So when you receive a transfer, the average expectation is for you to spend at least 40 minutes on the phone with that client. And because we actually allow you guys to have a buffer, so before you actually receive the call, before you get started, the clock starts when you start talking. As soon as you start talking, you have 120 seconds to disqualify that client and move on to the next one before you're even charged for a transfer. Big, big, big deal. The buffer window is something that's usually not even offered. You're just receiving a transfer. Whatever happens after you receive it is on you. But we give you a buffer window to make sure we can validate what we send you. Mm-hmm. So that 4 to 6 transfers that you receive in a day is valid transfers. That's just not people that you're talking to that you disqualify and weed out. Those are actual people that you're having conversations with. Now, moving on, I want you guys to understand that based on this example, you'll be able to convert anywhere from 5 to 7 transfers a week. That's 5 to 7 sales. If you make 5 to 7 sales a week, if you're not doing that right now, tell me right now, drop in the chat right now. Let me know how many sales you're averaging right now on a weekly basis. Don't be shy. There's no judgment here. But
and remember, I just want them to understand, these are the lowball numbers. Because we don't want to, lowball numbers, because, we have agents like Heather and like John and Steven. We have agents who are doing like 12 apps a week, and you have access to them. You can talk to them. So 5 to 7 a week is average. It's like, it's in a low range, because we don't want to go over, so that you guys out there, if you'll be selling like, 7, 8, 9, it's perfect. But 5 to 7, that's moderately average, because, I have a rule, 2 a day. When I train agents, I say 2 a day. All I need is 2 a day. If you do 2 a day, 2 apps a day, that's 10 apps a week. That's 40 apps a month. That's $280,000 a year. By selling 2 apps a day, Monday to Friday, and the weekend, you can go out and fish and go bake bread. So there is a ton of money to be made in here.
Well, you guys, let's keep breaking it down. So you guys, again, this is just an average agent that's just looking to survive and thrive, actually, because if you're making 5 to 7 sales a week, you're doing all right. I see a couple people, they say they do a couple sales a week right now, which isn't bad, but everybody can always do more. So I want you guys to understand that the way that we conceptualize this business is we break it down to the numbers. Because if you understand your numbers, you can reverse engineer any result that you're looking for. And it's just a matter of us making sure we put the equation together properly to make sure that we're able to generate those results. So let's just take an industry average monthly premium of $55. And we're going to take our average commission rate of 100%. So you got a full comp contract. we're going to do an industry average $55 monthly premium, and we're going to also include a 9-month or 75% advance. Everybody has this right now. If you have a final expense contract, it's likely this is what it breaks down to, plus or minus the commission.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and look at what the average sale would equate to. So if you have an average premium of $55 with a 9-month advance or a 75% advance, you will make $495 per sale. That's excluding month 10, 11, and 12. That additional 25%, that's going to come on the back end. This is just what is upfront as cash flow for all of the carriers. This is very important for you guys to understand, because not everything you write is what you make. So I want to make sure we break down these numbers so that way you can see in reality what you would bring home. So $495, the average sale, excluding month 10, 11, and 12. You can anticipate, if you keep this engine pumping, you will be able to convert at least 20 to 28 sales per month. You guys, that's a lot of business. If you're writing 20 to 28 sales a month, you're almost in line with, I mean, if you get your premiums up there, you might be close to Rita, but, you know.
Yeah, but I want everyone to understand 20 to 28 for you guys, it seems like, wow, that's a lot of business. We are doing 2 a day. Like my formula is 2 a day. You get you get those 4 or 6 or 8 transfers, 2 a day. And my son, who is a 20-year-old, he hears me so much say 2 a day to my people. He say, Dad, guess what? He said, I said, what? He said, I'm gonna make you a shirt. It's gonna say 2 a day keeps the debt collectors away. I'm like, yes, sir.
I love it. That's
I said, yes,
exactly,
sir.
that's exactly
Yes,
what
sir.
it means too. And you guys, 20 to 28 sales per month is a great number. Now, you guys, I want you guys to just take a quick guess. Go ahead and type in your numbers here. Some of you guys probably already doing the math. What does that equate to per month? If you're going to do 20 to 28 sales per month, what does that equate to as far as actual cash flow collected? Go ahead and type in the chat what you guys think it is. I'll give you guys 5-10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Or you can just write
5.
what you'd be comfortable with. What number? 4 grand, 5 grand a month. What makes you comfortable? Just pay your bills. 10 to 14K.
All right, 10K,
I like
14K.
Diego, man. Diego, I like him already.
Yeah, Diego's
Next.
ready to
Come
go
on,
to
guys.
work.
I mean, you got to have fun, right? Like, don't be reserved. Just throw a number. 13,860. See, Jonathan is a math guy. Jonathan
Yeah.
is a math guy.
Jonathan's thinking
William,
for sure.
that's it. 7 grand. Yes, sir. Come on, guys. Hit us with some numbers. Hit us with some numbers. And these are 6,000, Walter. Yes, sir. Believe me, guys. Believe me. These numbers are not like wow numbers, right? Because 2 a day, right? It's 10 weeks. It's 40. 166, 3. Yes, sir, Ted. Ted is there. That's Scott, 14 grand. Yes, sir. See, that's the numbers. Go ahead, Jamal. Hit it.
You guys, it'll equate to, on the low end,
That's the low end.
$9,900 in cash flow. $9,900 in cash flow. That's your advances, up to $13,860. Jonathan, you were right as
Yep.
far as on the upside. I mean, to be honest with you guys, most of our agents are really kind of hitting a lot closer to that higher benchmark, primarily due to the conversion ratio being higher and our average premiums being higher. That makes a huge difference, you guys, when you guys are actually selling, is controlling your premiums and also making sure that you guys are controlling exactly how you guys are actually writing the business.
And just to respond to Ted, I wouldn't be happy either, because right now we are doing 40 a month. I agree with you, Ted. I like you already. I don't even know who you are. That's an attitude that I like. I wouldn't be happy. I don't like it. That's BS. I'm with you, because just think about it. If you are working 5 days a week, I don't even want to count Saturdays, right, Ted? If you are working Monday to Friday, you are hitting that, you are at the dialer, from, let's say, 10 a.m. Eastern to like 7, 8 p.m., right? Because there are some carriers who opens. It's impossible not to sell 2 a day. Impossible.
We have a couple agents right now averaging over 4 a day.
I should bring Heather. Is Heather available?
I don't know if she's available.
I mean, Heather, this girl, she was, she hit me on Facebook. Rita, I need your help. You know, I'm a cancer survivor. I need money. I'm broke. Please help me. I'm like, I don't even know who you are. She's like, well, please help me. I'm like, okay. I said, are you hungry? She said, yes, I am. I said, all right, let's go. Have you ever done tele-sales? I don't even know. I've never done it.
She
I
never
put
even
her to,
sold final expense.
yeah. And yeah, that's true. She was doing like a mortgage protection and she was doing IULs. I'm like, look, are you coachable? She said, yes. I said, okay. I said, I promise you, you can make $5,000 a week if you do everything I tell you. And she's like, I will. So it's very simple. I put, you know, I get her
Now
time
she's averaging $2,000 a day.
a day. I swear to you guys, if I have my cell phone, I call her, but hey, I
Yeah,
don't have to. But I'm
it's
telling you guys, you can write 2,000 a day. Ted, I'm with you. I think it's BS to have like, you know, that low numbers, you know, but, okay, I'm having fun. I will run crazy with this. I work PNC on a 5-day basis. This is taken into account that I cost about $500 to $700 per week in life. Yeah, so if it costs you $500 to $700 a week on life transfers, and you're making $6,000 a week, so look at the ROI.
it's a matter of perspective is what we're looking at and what we're trying to accomplish. I'm showing you guys what this looks like from the perspective of an average agent. Some of you guys aren't average. Some of you guys are trying to shoot for the sky. You guys are like Rita and I. You guys want to build something. You guys want to really make money, put your family in a better position. We're all for that. But
Yeah,
unfortunately, not everybody is like us. So I
yeah,
wanted to paint a picture that's able to give a perspective of what this actually looks like for somebody who wants to achieve a level of comfort and satisfaction in their life in which they're able to be profitable, understand the fundamentals of this business, and really break down how these numbers work.
yeah,
Because when we have a conversation, I want you guys to understand that I'm looking at talk time, connectivity, and how much time that you guys are actually spending on the phone actively selling. That's what I look at when I analyze reports.
yeah.
And
Jonathan, I'm sorry, Jamal. Jonathan, to answer your question before I forget, um, you know, Jonathan has a good question. It depends how long it will take to make $6,000 a week gross. And you know, me and Jamal, we are very honest guys. We will never lie to you. We would love to work with each and everyone, but if you guys decide not to, we wish you nothing but the best. We are not here to oversell you, or we have to be truthful, because if you guys will work with me and then I won't deliver, it's gonna make me like, you know, it's gonna make me look bad. So to answer your questions, to make $6,000, it depends. How much experience do you have, buddy? Like, have you sold any final expense? 30 years. Have you done telesales over the phone, or just field sales?
PNC Life and Health. I
PNC
mean,
Life and Health.
Rita, if
Uh,
I can, let me break down these numbers really quickly for how long
yeah,
it'll take for
because
everybody to
it should.
profitability.
I mean, I would say within 3 weeks, maximum maybe 4 weeks.
I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. What this comes down to is activity. It comes down to activity, because the more time you put in, the results are a byproduct. And as long as you take the time to go through the training, understand what to say, and are coachable, you will learn this business very quickly. Your first day, you can expect to receive a little bit of a slower volume. Now, when we get started with agents who have never done telesales before and they get started with live transfers, we don't bombard you with live transfers when you initially get started, because what we want to understand is how you're able to take that call, how comfortable and how confident you feel on that call. And then we want to make sure that we give you an opportunity to convert before we just give you a whole bunch of leads. You burn through them, and then there's no business to come out of there. This way, we can kind of slowly transition you. Our QA department can listen to a couple of your calls, identify some pitfalls that might be happening. We will be able to go through that report together, break down where we actually might be, missing some things, fix those up, touch those points up, and get you actually producing to a point where you can get profitable. I want to set the expectation. It'll take at least 14 days for you to be able to be net positive as far as cash flow goes.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I want that expectation to be realistic, because it takes 3 days for your transfers to actually, your order to get processed, in order for that to get fulfilled. Then, if you start on Monday, that 3 days is going to put you around Wednesday, Thursday. If you go live on Thursday, we don't recommend anybody going live on Friday just because of connectivity ratios. So then realistically, you'd be starting the following Monday. And then by that point, you'll have enough practice with the script. You'll be able to kind of take some calls. We'll be able to have a lot more wiggle room to make sure that we get you in the right place. So I want to make sure I answered your question appropriately, but I also want to
Yeah,
make
I
sure I
have.
set expectations properly as well.
Yeah, I have to answer Morgan. Morgan had a great question. What is the average an agent spend on leads a month? Morgan, most of our agents, I would say 60% of them are doing the pre-queue, and the pre-queue are only $12 to our agents. And this also goes to answer to William, which Morgan, I'll tell you how much they are averaging, so I want you to know that you will have your response. And William, the live transfers, we generate them, so they are only $25 to our contracted agents. So now going back to Morgan, an average agent, if they are buying 20 live transfers, or if they are buying 25 or 30 pre-queue leads. On the pre-queue leads, I believe that an agent will spend less than $1,000 a month to make $20,000 a month, $15,000 a month, based on their experience.
Yeah, so I have that broken down here
Because
on
we
that
have
next
it.
slide.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
tell Morgan we have it. We're gonna show
yeah,
you the breakdown.
yeah, I have the breakdown for the pre-queue. I'd say the average agent that's actually getting live transfers is spending anywhere right around $2,000 a month on transfers, and that's based on this 20 transfers a week. If you're getting 20 transfers a week, it's going to be $500 a week. 4 weeks, that's going to be $2,000 a month. Essentially, what I would recommend for anybody to do, and I'm going to break down the pre-queue leads right now. So go ahead and transitioning. I want to kind of show you what the pre-queue leads look like,
Yeah,
and this is
sorry,
just another. Yes,
sorry,
Rita.
Jamal, because I respect these people who took their time to watch us. I want to make sure that they go before we go. So Diego, you don't have to use your cell phone, and actually I don't want you to use your cell phone. If you have a Wi-Fi, which we're gonna tell you what you need at the end, just a Wi-Fi and a laptop, right? If you have a Wi-Fi, you have full access, Diego, and everybody else here, you have full access to Vici Dialer, and you don't pay for the minutes. We don't charge you for anything. You have full access to it. And when you call all over the country, their area code will pick up. So not only you have access to dialer for free, you have all the recording for free if the carrier asks for it. You don't pay for the minutes, you don't pay for the seconds, and you have it available for you 24/7. Morgan, thank you so much. It's definitely a great ROI. And
And
they ask,
Jonathan, I want to let you know really quickly that you own your book of business. Whatever you want to do with them, if you want to sell them PNC, definitely do that. That's something that we've been thinking about for a while as well with our book of business is, incorporating property and casualty. It's a great, great, great idea because the thing is, customers are customers. They're either going to get it from you or they're going to get it from somebody else. So
yeah.
I'd recommend they get it from you, especially if you take care of your clients and you actually going to put them first. And you guys, before anything, I want us just to acknowledge really quickly that our responsibility is to take care of these customers first. More than anything, I take that responsibility very seriously. My father, he died when I was 5 years old. He died when I was very young. My mom had no life insurance. My mom was struggling. She had 4 kids. She was a single mother. She damn near lost everything. But now I understand that what we do
Yeah.
changes families forever. We are the only people that show up to a funeral with a check. We are the only people that do that. Nobody else does that. And you guys, this responsibility is extremely serious because if you guys don't believe in what we do, you're not going to be successful at it. So I want to just transition really quickly. I want to
Go
break
ahead.
down
Yeah.
the numbers for the pre-queue leads for everybody to kind of have an idea. So let's double the example that we did for live transfers. And let me break that down for you guys why I do that. Now, in terms of live transfers versus pre-queue leads, what's the difference? So pre-queue leads, they are people that you're calling back. They give you a time that's recommended for you guys to give them a call back, but they're not live on the phone. Live transfers, those people are live. They're ready to buy. They confirm they have time to talk. So when you actually receive that transfer, it's a lot different than you actually having somebody tell you to call them back. I know we have all experienced somebody telling us to call them back, and then we call them back and they don't pick up the phone. I know you guys all have experienced that. If you guys have experienced that, say I do. Say I have experienced that, because I know I have more than anything. People tell me to call them back, and then I call them back, and then they don't answer the phone. I can't stand it. It happens though. It's crazy, but it absolutely happens. And I know you guys have experience in that. But the way that these pre-Q leads work that I really like, that I think really kind of elevates them to the next level, is we ask that secret question. You're able to give them a call back in their local area code. And then on top of that, you are the only person that's calling that lead. All of our leads are exclusive. They're never redistributed. You're the only one that has access to that data. All of these numbers are all opt-in. These are not raw data. These aren't raw leads. These are people who actually opt in to talk about insurance, life insurance. So now you know that when you're having a conversation with them, you know what they're looking to get. It's not a convoluted
Right.
conversation. It's not a hard conversation. It's a very smooth conversation when you start to pivot. You say, hey, how you doing, Mr. Alush? This is James calling from American Benefits. I'm just giving you a quick call back. You spoke to my colleague yesterday, and you mentioned that your favorite color is blue. Is that true?
Yep, and that's how it works. And like I said earlier, guys, you know, the quality of leads is the key. There is no bait and switch. There is no here, click here, you get an iPad. There's no, we run ads on TV, on social media, you know, YouTube, Google, Facebook, right? And then people fill up the forms. We call them from our call center. So, and then when we talk to them, these are all opt-in. A lot of people are having so many issues right now with the DNC and getting sued because do not call list, you know, TCPA, DNC. You don't have to worry about that here. You know, I mean, we're gonna go to a different platform that we have to safeguard you guys from your old leads too. But that's the key. You know, the key is to have quality of leads. So this, Morgan, this is a great presentation for you. You know, if you order the 40 pre-Q leads, how much it's gonna cost and the breakdown. And we don't want to take much of your time, so we gotta go a little bit faster.
So for the 40 pre-Q lead, you can expect a 72-hour turnaround time for those orders to be fulfilled. They come very, very quickly. Unlike live transfers, they're generated daily, but these pre-Q leads, we can actually generate a fair amount of them fairly quickly. So there's about a 72-hour turnaround time. I want to keep the expectations realistically for how long it'll take for you guys to actually receive those leads. They'll come digitally. They come with the recording, so you actually can hear exactly what the customer said, exactly what our agent said. So that way, you know, if you try to dispute a lead, we're just going to listen to the recording as well. So now there's a mutual understanding as far as what the expectation is. And this is what happens when you're able to own your infrastructure. You don't have to depend on anybody else to do right by you. You can control all these variables, which makes a huge difference. Now, for pre-Q leads, our agents, the conversion ratio is just slightly lower. It's between 15 to 20% is the average conversion ratio for an average agent. It's not bad at all. You're still writing a lot of business. Don't get me wrong. So this will end up equating to 6 to 8 sales a week. 6 on the low end at 15%, 8 on the high end, closer to 20%. That's a very, very good expectation as far as how many sales you should actually be able to convert on those pre-Q leads. And if we were going to take the same calculations as we did before, average monthly premium of $55. There was an accident that says average commission $55. It's 100% commission. Let's ignore that. And then we're going to keep the 9-month advance or 75% advance, however you do your math. That's going to equate to the same number, $495 per sale. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think this total is. Go ahead and let me know 5 seconds. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Anybody got an idea how many sales this equates to on a monthly basis? Really, really quickly, just go ahead and spit out a number.
And this is for Morgan. This is the one that has the best ROI in all of the leads.
I think that it does for what the average agent orders. So the average agent orders 40 pre-Q leads. The average agent orders 20 live transfers. So if you're going to work a combination of both, your expectation should be they're doing anywhere from $25,000 to $30,000 a month. Which I think is very realistic for everybody to really actually accomplish. Now, on a monthly basis, this is going to equate to $11,880 on the low end and $15,840 on the high end for an average agent. You guys, I know a couple of you guys aren't average. Some of you guys are shooting for the moon, but I just want to paint a picture just on an average basis what these numbers actually break down to be. And you guys, this is about $2,000 more that you're actually going to make over the live transfers on the low end, based on a 25% conversion ratio on transfers. But you guys, the business is here, and right around the same amount of money you're going to spend on leads for these 40 pre-queue leads, which is right going to put you right around that $500 mark a week.
Yeah, going Gene, that's 24 to 30. That's 20 between 24 to 32 sales a month. So some of our great closers, you know, they do upward to like 35 plus. Some low agents, they're like, you know, 24, 26, you know, so that's 24 to 32 a month, because you said over there a week. If we do 24 a week, oh, that's, Gene, that's a lot of business. I'll give you a huge bonus. You know, I'll buy you a Maserati if you do 32 a week. That will be huge. Yeah, and so there you go. That's 39.60. You know, when you're on funded expense, right? They pay you 9 months advance, so they pay you for 75% 9 months, and then on month 10, 11, and 12, they pay you the other 25% that's
25%,
left.
yeah.
The 25% that's left. So when you see in the bottom, if let's say if you sold, let's say on the low number, I always like to go low number. I want people to be more excited when they make more. Let's say you made 11,850, but you will still receive 39.60 in month 10, 11, and 12. And I believe there was a gentleman who asked, I think Walter, yeah, if I'm not wrong. I think Walter said, how many states do I need and who pays for them? Usually you need like 5 or 6 states, which will tell you which one you should need earlier. And you know me, Walter, I believe in this. I believe in you guys to be independent business owners. It's your book of business. It's your licenses. If you don't want to invest in your license, if you don't want to invest in your leads, it means you're not investing, you know, in your business, right? So we don't pay for free, you know, licenses, and because we know what we have, and we tell agents, look, you know, we want you to take part in this business relationship. You know, when you leave, your license, they go with you, right? Your residuals go with you. The book of business go with you. So I think there is like 6 states that you should have, so you can write a ton of business, but the licenses are on you, brother. But a lot of them are like, you know, $30, $25. They're not very, very expensive.
Now, you guys,
And
I am going to make sure that we answer a lot of your questions. You guys have some great questions. We're going to have a Q&A session at the end. I do want to show you guys a lot of the other variables that kind of go into how we operate. Rita, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Did you have
no, I
anything
know, because
you wanted to add?
I'm just reading their questions. I don't want them to feel we are not addressing them. Like,
No, we'll definitely answer these questions.
but he's
They're
leaving. Jonathan is leaving. So
Jonathan.
Jonathan, yeah, he has something. Jonathan, I know you are as terrific as we are. We appreciate that. We'll definitely email you some information, and we appreciate your time. You didn't have to be here, you know, but we really appreciate you. William Jones, how do you handle the chargebacks? Well, that's a question, my friend. I'm gonna shock your socks off. Usually that's coming after. We are
Yes.
the only IMO that has 25 retention team members. When you have a cancellation, you have a team, you have like your account manager who will call and get your business back for you from us at no cost to you. When you have an NSF, your account manager will call your clients to fix your problem for you at no cost to you. So we have 25 team members. They are called retention team. They'll handle your chargeback to make sure to get that business back, either lower the premium, find out what's going on, wrong bank account number. If it's an NSF, they will do the same thing at no cost to you. So I know that nobody does that, but we do. And Jonathan, I'm fully licensed on several states, and I'm also instructor.
Hold on, Rita. Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me go ahead and show the rest of the stuff, because I think some of
go
this other
ahead.
stuff is going to answer those questions. And that kind of leads to the next point of what is the secret? You know, how do we operate that really kind of makes us uniquely different? And this is kind of what Rita was just kind of hinting to. I don't want him to get ahead of himself, because, you know,
I get excited.
I know, Rita, this is exciting. I mean, you guys, honestly, this is what I wish I've always had when I was getting started, because I don't know if you guys can see, I'm not the most organized person, but I like order. I like order. I like things to be systematic. I like there to be a process and a method behind the madness of why we're doing things. So one thing that we kind of created that we wanted to make sure was versatile across the board for everybody was going to be access to an actual CRM that was built for this business. We wanted to build something that was meant for this business where you guys can actually log in, you can search your leads, you can see your leads, you can see all your callbacks, see all the sales that you've made, any appointments that you have set on your calendar. All that stuff is going to be in one uniform place. And the kicker, I think, is Rita's favorite part, which is going to answer your other question, William, which is how we handle the chargebacks. And this is how we really kind of make sure we have all the information we need in order to service your business appropriately, which is kind of the sale processing.
So you know, guys, how, you know, when we are on the field or when we are on the phone and we want to sell a policy, you have like at least 10 or 12 different carriers. Someone has COPD, congestive heart failure, you know, hepatitis C, you know, oxygen. So there is so many different apps, right? You only need this one here that you're looking at right now. That's all you need. There is no more, you know, there is no more carriers application. This is it, buddy. This is it. So
This
you
is
log
going
in.
to give you every single piece of information you're going to need in order to process a sale from start to finish with any carrier.
That's all you need. You log in here, you get a new lead, you fill out a first name, last name, date of birth, occupation. As I'm talking to the client, right? When I make a sale, okay, Mrs. Jones, what, you know, how tall are you? 6'2", 6'2". And what's your weight? 140 pounds of steel. Amen. Now, are you married? Yes, perfect. Now, are you smoker, non-smoker? A non-smoker. What's your date of birth? And as you can see, I'm writing all the information here. And then, if you can see on the right side, guys, existing policy. Do you have existing policy? No, I don't. And then I select the carrier. You know, once I'll go through, you know, what Jamal will show you later on. I don't want to ruin his secret sauce. Once you go there, you select the carrier, right? You go all the way in the bottom. You know, you put your notes. Once it's closed, you put the policy number, submit, done. Next client.
Now,
Done.
you guys, I want to show you guys a very important feature. If you look on the top left where you see the dashboard button on the screen, I want to show you guys that really quickly because it's going to lead to the next part, which is going to be our SBHS dashboard. And
Bingo.
this is going to be the access to all of the back-end systems and infrastructure that allows you to simplify this business as much as possible. The hardest part of being a broker is being a broker. You got to represent so many carriers. You don't know who to pick, who's the best option for what condition. You don't know what's the best fit for it. A lot of stuff just don't make sense. So we want to streamline that process, make this a lot easier for everybody, and just give you guys the tools that you guys need in order to operate your business a little bit more efficiently and effectively. So I want to
don't click on it yet.
It's too late, Rita.
No. All right. So guys, remember, right? We're on the field, we're on the phone. We don't know everything, right? We are not, I mean, we have experience. Some of us know, but let's say for new agents, right? Or let's say you hire agents. Now you have to teach them everything on underwriting. You know, they call you every 5 seconds. Hey, right, Mike, I am sitting with a 68-year-old lady. She's a smoker. She takes all this medication. She has a heart condition. She has heart problems. What should I do? Well, try to go with Liberty Bankers. Okay. Hey, John, I'm with this person. He's 70 years old. You know, he has, he has an amputation. He's diabetic. You know, he takes gabapentin. You know, he took oxycodone, and you'd be like, whoa. You know what we did? We created our generator. Now you can click on it, Jamal. Now you guys have free access to all of this. All of this is yours for free. You go to the dashboard. You would put, you know, their health condition. It tells you these are samples of some of the carriers. We didn't put all of them here, but this is just simple. Huh?
Yeah, so just to kind of go into this, so you pick a medical condition, it's a drop-down menu, or you can type it in, whatever you want to do, and it searches all of the health conditions. There's about a little bit less than 200 health conditions that are actually listed here. You'll search through the health conditions, and it'll actually pull up what the underwriting decision would be or what the follow-up questions are for you to ask for that carrier or that customer. So let's take bipolar, for example. Bipolar is going to be level with just about everybody. It's not going to be anything. But if they were diagnosed within the last 36 months or 3 years. It's going to be modified with assurance. It's going to be modified with prosperity. And these are those subtle nuances that make a big difference, where most people don't know what questions they need to ask. And this is what this system is designed for. So if it says level and green, it means regardless, it's going to be able to go through regardless of whatever they have going on with them. Now, if there's like a more than or less than, that's where we have to analyze. We have to ask those additional follow-up questions to understand what type of situation the customer is actually dealing with. And for this client in particular, you'd see automatically that America would be the best fit. If they had these three medical conditions, and diabetes with no complications, aneurysm, and bipolar, America would be the best fit as a level benefit. And you guys, this is how we try to make sure that
It's a killer.
we can
Yeah, it's a
simplify
killer.
whatever we can simplify. I want you guys to know that our mission is to automate, delegate, or eliminate anything that's going to keep you away from being able to produce business at a high level or do activity that I identify as MMA, which is just money-making activity. Unfortunately, you guys, when you're on the phone, calling carriers, asking them, underwriting questions, you don't make money doing that. You don't make money when you're trying to organize your book of resources or cheat sheets, or trying to look at all that stuff. That stuff doesn't make you any money. You need tools that are accessible, that are quick. Let me know really quickly in the group chat right now if you would use this tool right now in your day-to-day business in order to identify and help assist with underwriting.
Larry, yeah, awesome. Yeah, and now, guys, there is more into this, right? Let's say you don't want to just go ahead and use this. Let's say you want an express, right? Let's say you want an express answer, right? So what it is that if you don't want to use it, we also have a platform where you plug in. You say female, 68, non-smoker, medications. Within less than 30 seconds, they will tell you who the carrier is, and which will show it to you.
Or we'll just make sure we identify what are the appropriate follow-up questions for you to ask. Sometimes we just don't know what to ask, so this is where, it helps to have that community. Although we're all so far apart right now, being at home, I personally have never felt closer together than I have right now, being able to do things like this one-on-one, as groups, as teams, where everybody's able to interact and connect. Now, I just want to move on really quickly so we're not staying here too long. But I want to show you guys really quickly our DNC checker. Rita, go ahead and kick off. Go ahead and explain how this works.
The reason, remember, all of our leads are opt-in. Do you need to sign up with each company individually? No. Well, yeah, if you're talking about the carriers, yes.
Yes,
Walter, contracting, each and every carrier, you have to contract with them, but you don't have to do it by yourself. We have a link. You fill up a form, it goes to all the carriers. And that's the way you want to do it, because you want to be truly independent, so you can control your book of business and everything. Now, the reason we created this DNC, and this is the only DNC on the portal for all agents that I know. If you guys know one, please let me know, because I know a lot of IMOs like us.
That's free. This is free.
This is free. It doesn't cost you anything. The reason why we created this, a lot of our agents, what if you're already contracted with some of them? Well, either you do dual contracting or you have to have a release.
Yeah, we'll talk about all that stuff.
We'll talk about that later on. Even if you don't have to, even if you want to stay where you at, we can give you ideas of how we can help you. We are here just to give, and then you don't have to do, it's like, hey, come work with us. If not, you're going to be punished. No, we'll help you no matter what. We wish you nothing but the best on whatever you decide to do. Now, a lot of agents were calling their old leads. They were buying leads left and right. I'm with whatever works best. I work best, buddy. Ted is right there. So, a lot of people were using old leads, buying old leads, and then we don't want to have issues with the DNC. We're like, yo, guys, wait, I know you want to make 30, 40,000 a month. Chill. Don't use all of those leads unless you go here. So as an agent, let's say you have old leads, or you can go to the DNC, checker. It's free for you. You put the phone number, and then this should come up. The DNC checker comes up, gives you thumbs up. Guys, over the million numbers we checked, you can go ahead. It does not exist on the DNC. Go call them. So this saves you headaches and also lawsuits, and
So
it's free of
this
charge.
and this actually scrubs against the state, federal DNC list as well as the national litigators list, which is the most important
Jordan.
list. So
And it's free.
it's free, you
I mean,
guys.
if you talk to agents right now in the field, you know, they are paying like $50 a month just to have a DNC portal. It's free. If we have it, why not give it? Like, don't try to make money of agents. Try to make money with agents. Give them all the tools. Let them write 40, 50 grand a month, you know, and then everybody makes money.
And
Go ahead,
just
Jamal.
for anybody who doesn't understand, the subscription for the National Registry is very expensive.
Very, very. You can Google it.
It's very expensive. So this is a great resource for you guys just to have for your disposal, just to make sure that we're staying above water. You know, we can't trust every lead vendor that's out there. So just, you know, cross your T's, dot your I's, and just make sure that you're fully safe and comfortable.
Yes, sir.
Next, I just want to just show you guys, we still use just a general quoting engine. We use Effects Quote. This is actually how you guys are able to quote all of the carriers that we have access to. You guys can see them all in one place. You guys won't have to go to a whole bunch of links for different carriers, one here, one there.
Everything is one place.
Everything is in one place. You plug it in here. It automatically generate all of the carriers that client actually qualifies for. And because you use the generator, you will know what benefit level you need to make sure that you put into the quoter up front before you start giving rates out to the client, which is by far the number one reason why agents lose sales. They tell them the wrong rates and then they get declined, and then they got to try to pivot on the back end. It's much harder to work your business that way. I recommend you do the underwriting first up front, and then we transition when we have to. Now, I also want to just let Rita kind of hit on our community. This is what he was talking about earlier, where you guys could plug in and connect.
Yeah, I mean that's the key. Like if you want to be successful, right? Open the door. Let everybody talk to everyone. You know, we do. You know, we have, for example, a Skype community where we all talk to one another. What are you like? For example, you know, how come you sold 50 grand last month? What did you do? Well, John, you know, I bought more of these leads. I worked with this guy. I got more training. Instead of working, you know, I have one guy. He added 1 day a week. He added Saturday. So instead of working 5 days, he added 1 day, right? And he made 52 grand just by adding 4 full days a week. And I have another guy who is working 7 days a week, and he made 22 grand. So the guy who made 22 grand, he's mad. He's like, how can he make? Well, it's his work ethics. He's always on a dialer. We listen to all of the calls. We train you guys. You know, if, you know, we have QC managers, right? So with the QC managers also, they come to this community chat. They talk to you guys. So, you know, what worked? What didn't work? How come I couldn't close this? We talk and we chat, you know, and we try to make one another better. You know, what worked for you? What didn't work for you? Like today I have a guy, you know, he never sold like, you know, 4,000 a week. And then everybody was asking him in our community chat, like, what did you do? He said, hey guys, I've been doing something new. I need to talk to you about it. What is it? He said, it's a poem. I'm like, what poem? You know, I'm like, Marquise, did you say poem? He said, yeah. I'm like, post it right here. So he posted the poem in our Skype group, and I was reading the poem. It's a poem about a life insurance. It's called I Am Your Life Insurance. And it was very touchy. I'm like, where did you get this from? He said, I got it a long time ago. I'm like, bro, you have something like this. You give it to me so I can share it. We shared it to everyone. Right now, we have our agents using it. When they are talking to a client, you know, Mrs. Jones, can I read you a poem very quickly? And people are like, yeah, because they're bored, right? It's pandemic. They're at home. Sure. And that poem is very touchy. So these are the things, you know, we do the Skype communities. We do some other different communities, like, you know,
Yeah,
we
so
do
you got
Zoom and
underwriting
everything.
questions. Go ahead, Rita.
No, it's okay, Jim. I was going to say, you know, this is what I was talking about, the underwriting questions earlier, guys. Remember, if you don't want to go on that generator, let's say you need to make sales. You're hungry like I am. You just want to work. You would go right here and you just say, you know, 68 female NS for non-smoker, list of the medications within less than a minute. Because we time them within less than a minute. One of the underwriter will say either ask you more questions, or they said check if she has this. And 90% of the time, you'll find out that something is missing. They say, you know, for example, you say she's diabetic. They say, is she taking gabapentin? Ma'am, are you taking gabapentin? Yes. Okay, so she has neuropathy. Or someone says, you know, he takes asthma medicine. And the underwriter say, is he taking any Symbicort? Is he taking any Brio? Is he taking? Yes. Okay, so that's gonna go COPD no matter what. So you, within less than a minute, you will have an instant decision from one of the carriers, from one of the underwriters. It makes your job so much easier. I wish I had this when I started, because I was lost and I lost so much business. If I can plug in on the chat and have them work for me, they work for me. I tell them what I have. Okay, who should I go with? Go with A, go with B, go with C, go with D. And let's say you lost, you have a problem, right? The Wi-Fi is gone. Use your cell phone. You go right to the chat. Somebody picks up. Look, I have an issue. Can you run this quote for me? We'll run the quote for you. We'll run the underwriting for you, so you have access to everything. If you like what you heard somehow, give me a hallelujah. Make me feel good about myself. A thumbs up, something. Make me feel alive.
And you guys, we also celebrate victories too. I mean, it's not all about, you know, underwriting. We want to celebrate. We want this community where you can come in and you can feel, you can just feel like everybody that's a part of this community is here to go to work. First and foremost, they're here to go to work. They want to make sure that they are coming to work. They get in their help, but they're also here to make money. All you guys are here to learn how to make money. That's the
Yep.
first thing that you guys are trying to do. So we want to celebrate those victories. We want everybody to be acknowledged. Everybody in the community is acknowledging. We have friendly competitions here. Everybody wants to be on top, but everybody does have their time to shine, and we want to make sure that all you guys feel that. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick introduction to that. Now, moving on, I want to show you guys one of the best things that I think we do, and this is our game night. You guys,
Nobody does game night, and you guys have never heard of game night.
so every Friday night, as an agency, we host a game night where everybody gets together. All the team is voluntary. You don't have to do it at all, but you are able to just go ahead and log in. Rita and I, we put some questions together that we think, or that have come up throughout the week before,
Yeah.
that we think we need to actually review. As far as identifying carriers, we're doing underwriting questions, we're doing medication questions, we're doing everything that we possibly can to make sure that we educate you guys in a fun and engaging way. And then the winner of game night, you either win some cash, maybe you win a prize,
Leads, free
lead.
leads. Yep.
It's just a
Yep.
matter of what we're trying to do that week. But more often than not, you guys are going to win leads because that's your opportunity to really make money. You know, we can
And
give you guys $50 cash, but I'd rather give you guys 20 leads where you guys can make 5,000. So
right, that's what I say. So now, if you want to play the game right now, type I'm in. You play the game, it makes you, all right, Diego is in right now. It makes you, you know, it makes you like, amen, Walter is in right now. No, don't say I'm in, I'm going to lose a lot of leads. You know, it's like, you know, guys, nobody does this. And this shows you, me and Jamal, why we have 1,200 employees. We think outside of the box. And I mean, we weren't spoon fed. Well, Jamal maybe a little bit than me, but you know,
chill, Rita.
well, I mean, but Jamal, you know my upbringing. I mean,
Yeah.
I grew up, so we think outside of the box. So now you have a game night where it's crazy. Everybody plays against one another. You hear a lot of people cheering for one another, and in the same time, you are learning and you are winning. So the winner of that day, which is once a week, wins a prize, and then the winner of the month wins a super prize. So we always make it fun. It's always fun. Go, Jamal.
Which is the primary purpose of everything we do. We want to
Yeah, make fun and make money.
is learn to earn. Everything we're
Le-
trying to do is learn to earn. We
Jamal,
want
who
to make
created Learn to Earn?
none better than the best copywriter on earth, Rita Alush.
I created, I remember because I used to, I was doing this, the teaching, right? And I had like maybe 700 people and Jamal was there. I said, guys, I grew up dirt poor and I cannot believe I'm building $1 million house, in Palm Beach, Florida, a guy who came from nothing. And I owe all of it to my mom and my dad who worked so hard for all 13 of us when we were poor. And I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for my kids because I will never want my kids to go what I went through. So yeah, Lee. All right, Lee. At least I heard something from Lee. This is the first time he said, "All right, Lee. Definitely, yeah. We definitely hear from us. Make sure you can, maybe right in here you can, or later on, because we have a call of action after this last one where you guys have like a form. You can go ahead. Maybe Jamal, you can drop a form and have Lee and anybody else want to go sign up
Yeah,
because
Rick,
some people have to go.
You go ahead and copy and paste that yourself, and can you go ahead and drop that in there before I finish this slideshow?
Yep.
And you guys, moving on really quickly, I just want to show you guys just the one thing that everybody be trying to say is, out of this world. I want to let you guys know that we built the university with you guys first. So when you guys go into our university training, first you're going to go through our fundamental boot camp training. And you guys, the boot camp training is really designed to not teach you everything. I'm going to say that again. It's not designed to teach you everything. It's to show you where everything is. I don't want you to know everything. I want you to know where your resources are at so you can find the answer. I don't want you to know the answer. I want you to be able to find the answer. That's what we want to be able to teach everybody. Is I want everybody to go from trying to be so overwhelmed with everything that we are constantly thrown at, that we can finally just start understanding where our resources are, and then instead of reacting, being proactive and utilizing those resources. I think that's going to make things a lot easier for you guys. I want you guys to just see that the university is here. You guys are going to go through the fundamental boot camp training. If you guys want to do field sales, you'll go through that training. If you're looking to do telesales, you'll go through that advanced telesales training. Everything is pretty much outlined in there. We're almost done, you guys. But I want to just show you guys really quickly what is needed to start. Like we said earlier, this is not something that requires you to have a whole bunch of stuff where you have to do everything. Honestly, as long as you got a computer, headset, internet, and a license, you're good to go. If you have those four things, say I have it. Say I have it in the chat right now if you have those four things in order for you to be able to get started. And you guys, you don't need this stuff to work with us. I mean, this is just what you need in general to be able to sell over the phone. If you have these four things, there is nothing that you can't do. I promise you, if you feel like you are out of control right now, where you don't know what's going to happen with your business, if you have these four things, you have hope. I promise you. This, at the end of the day, when I think about, sometimes I put myself in a situation where I think about losing everything. And I think about sometimes, if I lost everything, what would I do? And I tell my wife sometimes, because my wife asked me one time, she said, what would we do if we lost everything? And you know what? I tell her all the time, we will figure it out. Because you know what I know? What I know today is that I have a skill that nobody can take away from me. Yep. Nobody can take away the skill that I have in my ability to communicate, and my ability to sell, and my ability to empower and believe in the products that I have to offer. As long as you have these four things, you guys will always be able to provide for your family. And I want to show you guys how to do that. Now, you guys.
Diego. Sorry about that. Yeah, Diego, you don't have to have a health license because, foreign expense is a life license. A health license, just if you people who want to do Medicare later on, but life license is great. And then when it comes to a headset, if you go right now and search like a Walmart's and Best Buys, it's very hard to find headsets because everybody's doing telesales. But just don't buy.
I'd recommend you guys just get a very basic one on
Yeah.
Amazon. They're like $15. You don't need anything expensive. Let me show you.
15, I mean, Jamal, we want them to make $15,000 a month. $15 headset is not, I would
You
definitely
guys,
go.
this is my original headset, you guys. It is a very basic headset. It's a one-side headset. It's a USB headset. It's nothing
Because guys,
special.
because he's cheap, because this guy makes $400,000 a year. He makes $400,000 a year and he buys cheap stuff. Me, this is very expensive. You know how much I paid for it? $35. You go to Amazon and buy a $35 Wi-Fi headset and you're all set. So you don't have to have a health license. Life license is all you need. That's all you need. And
And you
you
guys,
just
as far as Wi-Fi goes, you don't need super fast Wi-Fi either. As to operate the dialer, you need at least, I'd say, 20 megabytes per
20
second
mega,
speed.
20, yeah.
If you
No,
have less than 20, it's going to be a little bit laggy. Sometimes you're going to get kicked out. It's going to be have some connectivity issues, but 20 megabytes per second, you're going to be able to operate completely. That's very, very cheap Wi-Fi. Very, very
yeah.
cheap.
If you have kids like me, I have one. He thinks he's a superhero. Jamal loves him. He's 4 years old. He broke 6 of my headsets. So I used to have expensive ones. Now I'm like, look, I bought these. Diego, these are like $35. You can buy them at Walmart or Best Buy. They are Bluetooth, right? So you can also buy the game ones. Those are good. Like game headsets for
They
games.
sound
Bluetooth.
cancellation. Yeah, they have really good
Yeah,
sound
for
cancellation.
sound cancellation, those are perfect. 30, $40. So just think about it. This is for all of you guys, right? How much money do you need to start making $5,000 a week, right? You will need $1,000 or less to buy all of those leads, right? So you can spend it in a month and make 10, 15 grand. So you don't need a lot of money. CRM, free. Training, free.
Dialer.
Dialer, free. DNC checker, free. Everything. We don't charge you for anything. All that we ask from you guys, give us all that you have, and we'll give you all that we have. I promise you, it will be the best decision you've made. I talk to people all the time. I said, look, we never push people, we never force people. I just dropped over there, the link for you guys to give me information for contracting. That is not a direct contracting link. That's gonna give me information so I can call back each and every one and speak to your personal, we can maybe do face-to-face so we know each other better. Because a lot of people who sells a lot, they should have a higher comp. I have agents right now at 135, 140 comp. I have agents at 100. I have some at 140. It's based on production. Show me how much you're selling. So don't think you're going to be 100 forever. I want you to grow. I want you to grow. I want you to build an agency if you want. And it's very simple. Now, there are 2 types of agents because I've been doing this for a while. We didn't get to 1,200 people for no reason. There are 2 types of agents. There are those who see an opportunity and jump on it. They go crazy. They jump. They don't care. There are those who think too much. Well, it's great presentation. This guy is funny. He's great. The shirt looks nice. The other guy is a little bit funny too, but not as funny as the other guy. You know, they are good people. They make a ton of money. They have call centers, but you are losing so much. This is the best time to sell funnel expense over the phone. People are buying it everywhere. We took people from the street who never sold funnel expense, and they are making 10 grand a month. If you are okay, let each and every one of you, please, this is the last question I ask you. If you will be comfortable with $10,000 a month, please say I do. Just 10 grand. I got Patrick, I got Diego, I got Larry, I got Morgan, I got Gina, I got Walter. Well, I got 7 out of 21, so I think the other ones are stealth. There we go. There we go. So, yep, there we go. Lee, Luis, Diego. I swear to you guys that making $10,000 on the Tele-sales platform is as easy as breezy. Why? You need to make $2,500 a week. And Scott, I want more. I agree with you. I agree with you, Scott. I agree with you. I want more. I want you more. 10 grand is not much in fun expense. What I'm saying is this. This is how I shoot for 20. Each and every one of you guys, I can show you my sales, records for the Jamal. How much did I sell last month?
Over 40.
How much did I sell a month before?
Almost 50.
Guys, I write between $46,000 and $50,000 a month myself, and I can show you how. But I don't want to go there. I want to go by showing you how you make the first 1,000, the second 1,000. I want to show you how you make the first 10,000, the first 15,000. Because I'm not, I believe in reality. I'm not gonna take you tomorrow and give you 20 grand. I'm with Ted. If he's shooting for 20 grand, what does Ted has to do? Ted has to sell $5,000 a week. So what does Ted has to do? He has to sell two a day, two applications. People are saying 4 or 5 a day, just two. Guys, it's very doable. It's very, very doable. William said he was doing $15,000 a month. I believe you, my brother. I believe you, and you will be doing that.
And you
You will
guys,
be doing that.
I want you all to know that, I am a very practical person. I'm going to give you the reality. I'm going to set expectations very clearly up front where there is no miscommunication or no breakdown and you are confused. If you want to hit a certain number, let's reverse engineer the math to accomplish that. It's that simple. Whatever number you want to hit, let me know so I can reverse engineer the math with you so I can show you what you need to do. And I'm telling you, once you see the math, this is a numbers game, you guys. And once you understand how your business operates, you'll understand your CPA, what it actually costs you to acquire a customer. That's a very important number. 90% of agents don't know. We'll teach you how to cost out your leads, how to calculate connectivity, how to calculate your conversion ratios, how to make sure that you're keeping everything where it needs to be. So that way your funding ratios are where they need to be, where you're cash flowing enough. Because if information is wrong or things are not where it needs to be, I'll make sure that I teach you guys what you need to know. And I don't want to over confuse you guys more than anything. I want you guys to know that this is a lonely business, but you guys are not alone. You guys are not alone, and we're here to help. So let's talk. You guys filled out that link that Rita just posted.
Sorry.
Make sure he connects with you. His assistant will probably reach out to you guys first. Make sure he schedules an appointment.
I'll call them. Yeah, you usually have an assistant, right? And she calls. I will call me personally because, you guys stayed with me all this time. I always like to call people. I like them to hear me, talk to me, see me, know who I am, if I'm real or fake. Because, at the end of the day, people know me in the industry. I mean, Rita Alush is known. I don't want to have any agent who said, that guy is full of this. He said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You have my word that every word we said is truthful and we can deliver it. Now, who here has a downline? Does anyone has a downline or agent? No one has a downline? Okay. All right, perfect. But because Diego asked, Diego, what I will do, if you have a downline, let's make sure that we'll get you going, start writing, because you don't want to hire a downline, without proving yourself, right? So what we'll do, Diego, what we'll do, we'll get you going, start making 10, 15, 20 grand a month, shoot for 30 grand a month. When you make 30 grand a month, that's when you can bring people and we can help you hire them. And we can get it done. Now, there is a gentleman who said about his, okay. Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear about, I read something that touched me earlier. Yeah, Diego is going for 40 grand. I love it when people are hungry. Somebody earlier said that, let me see, no health license. Yeah, somebody said something
Ted,
about,
it was Ted.
About their spouse being sick or something.
My condolences, Ted.
What
preparing for
happened?
your family.
I don't know what happened. Let me.
He said his wife is sick and he's drowning in hospital bills. You guys,
Yeah.
that's a
So.
realistic reality for a lot of people. And Rita,
Yep.
I gotta say something about you before we move on. And you guys, I want you guys to know that when I got started in this business, I was genuinely alone. And it wasn't until I started going to some industry events where I met Rita, actually, a fantastic man. Who you have here, this is truly who he is 100% of the time. His energy is always up here. And I want to tell you guys that this was the man that took my personal business to the next level. And let me tell you how he did that. So for me, when I got started in Final Expense, everybody was telling me direct mail, direct mail, direct mail. Where I was living, I live out here in Phoenix. Direct mail costs over $50 a lead for direct mail. It made 0 cents. The inventory wasn't there. The return rates weren't there. It just didn't make sense. I had to operate my business different from how everybody else was. That's where I started going digital. I I was on Facebook when that Facebook leads just came out, where we can get them for $2 a lead. So that's how I was able to really kind of scale my personal business. And then I met Rita. So my entire business was predicated on setting appointments. I used to set appointments. From my appointments, I used to drive to go see people. I had about a 30 or 40% no-show ratio. So I had a lot of time in between customers. So I had to book 12 to 15 appointments per day to make sure that I at least sat down with 8 to 10 people. It was not a very good system. One thing Rita showed me how to do was door knock. This man, I tell you, he is the best door knocker in the world. They used to call him Rita the door knocker. So he used to go to the door. He say, knock like the police, service like a fireman. I never forgot that. I never forgot that. He said, knock like the police and service like the fireman. I box. I grew up boxing, so I got very big hands. So when I started banging on the door, people used to get scared, and it was a black dude waiting outside the door, and they used to be like, "Who are you?" So that's when I used to say, "Hi, everybody. My name is Jamal with SBHS or whatever I used to say back then," and Rita taught me how to get into the house. He had nothing to gain from teaching me that. He spent a couple hours with me every other day before we even partnered together, just kind of teaching me some of the stuff that he knew. This is a selfless guy. He's dedicated to making sure that we educate, provide information for everybody first. And then, money has just always been a byproduct of us being able to take care of people first. So, Rita, I just got to tell you, man, I salute you. I want everybody to understand the character of who they are
I
actually talking
appreciate
to.
you. I appreciate you, Jamal. I appreciate you a lot. And the reason you are successful, Jamal, because you are coachable, and you wanted to learn and you learned. Ted, I am so sorry about your wife. Uh, if there is anything we can do for her health, we will. But the one thing that we can do, we can get you going. We can get your training fast. We try to get your contracting fast. I might try to hook you up with some leads so I can help you out so you can sell. Let's do whatever you have to do so that this experience will be better for you. My heart goes out to you, but God is great. God will never give you something you cannot handle. He made your lovely wife. He can take your lovely wife just like he took my dad. Keep your head up. You know, Believe in God, everything's gonna work out. Whatever we can do, we are here and we can do that. If I have to help you with some free leads to help you make money, whatever I can do, I promise you that I will do it. But keep the faith. God is great.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Ted. I'm very sorry
Yeah.
to hear that. My father personally died from congestive heart failure, so I firsthand understand how difficult that can be right now. And my condolences are with you. That just made my heart stop. So I'm sorry to hear that, Ted. My prayers are going to be with you and your family. Does anybody have any other questions, however, that we can answer to before we go ahead and get disconnected? We've been on here for a while, you guys.
Yeah, Michael just asked, how soon can I start university online training? Guys, go click on that link. The get contracted today. That's not a link to get right to the contract. That gives me information of who you are. If you click on it, you know what it is. you know, it gives me like an insight of who you are, how long, how much experience do you have, how much you wrote. And then I, not my assistant, I will call you personally starting tomorrow and get the ball rolling. We appreciate each and every one. If you enjoyed this, the link is right here, Patrick. You see, it says
I just
there we go.
posted it again.
Yeah, we just posted it again. So click on that link. It's on a message board. It's on a message board, Patrick. Click on that. It's gonna give me an inside view of how much experience do you have and so on, and we can definitely rock and roll. And why not? Let's work with the team that we have here today, so we can work with one another. And that you guys all started at the same time, but let's make it work. Let's make it happen.
Thank you, guys. Rita, thank you,
Hold
brother.
on. I'm sorry, Jamal. Diego, do you see it now? It's
Yes,
right here.
Hold on, Diego. I got you, Diego.
Diego, do you see it?
I just sent it to him.
It's the link right now. It says, yes,
Yeah,
no, perfect.
I got him.
Yeah, it's okay. We can shoot it like every 5 minutes. Guys, I want you to be excited, and I want to show so much respect to you guys. You did not have to be here today, and you did. You have my word that this will be the best business decision, because we have everything you need, and all we need is you. Let's make it work. You can jump in. I'm on my phone. Could you email me the link? Yeah, sure. Sure. Now, Larry, did you have to see anything? Because this is recorded. We can send you guys a link for it to see it again if you want. Yeah, Larry, we'll definitely do that, brother. We'll definitely do that. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. So we appreciate each and every one of you. Get on the link. Get on the link, and let's get going. Let's rock and roll. Let's make it happen.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. This was a great meeting. Everybody, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Appreciate you. God bless you all. And let's all please pray for all of our sick people here. Thank you so much. God bless you all. I always finish my talks like this. You do your best, and God will always do the rest. Peace out. Much love.
Take care.
Thank you, guys.